Have you ever closed a trade early just to watch it run deep in profit without you, even though you knew, according to your system, it was going to keep going? Yeah, it's an obvious question because the reality is that has happened to every single person who has tried day trading for more than at least like a week. If you are having trouble holding your winners for an extended period of time, then this video is for you, and I'd like to offer you some perspective on how you can get better at that. Now, throughout this video, there are 5 main topics that I want to cover in order to help you hold your winning positions for longer. The first key component of holding your winners for longer is having a system that you trust and actually allows to capture large moves. Now, I'm not here to tell you what strategy is best, whether you use a system similar to mine based on price action, levels, trends, candles, or you use something more advanced like ICT, something different like Fibonacci's. I don't care, and I'm not here to tell you what is best, but you have to have full trust in your system. The reality is that when we as individual retail traders perform analysis, the vast majority of times we are able to accurately predict what is going to happen on a chart. The technical analysis side of trading usually isn't the problem. One of the biggest things that traders struggle with is actually trusting their winning trades to work. And this could be for a million different reasons. Most of it is correlated to what I call trading PTSD, where something has happened in your past trading career that ultimately leads you to feel like you can't trust your trades to fully make the moves that they do make. Again, the reality is that the vast majority of time when you identify a really high quality chart opportunity using whatever strategy you found successful for you, the chart makes that move. So the first step to holding your winning trades for longer is to literally have full trust in the system that you have back tested and know works for you. Now, the second key component to holding your winning trades for longer is to understand trends and how trends operate on multiple different time frames. For me personally, my biggest winners always come from when a market makes a trending move, meaning it goes largely in one direction or the other. My biggest winning trades don't happen when something is in a range or has a small move. It comes from when something has a strong trend. Now, when something has a strong trend, what that gives me the ability to do is manage my positions based off of that trend. So as something is trending and as it is creating new higher highs and creating higher low pullbacks, I'm able to trail my position based off of that trend. So I don't necessarily need to think about when to exit a trade. I'm able to use market structure and trend analysis to help guide me through that position. The third and quite possibly most important part about how to hold your winners for longer is recognizing when you have an elite entry. And you know the type of entries that I'm talking about. Regardless of what system you use, there are going to be times where you find an entry and you look at that like, oh my gosh, do I feel amazing about all of the different chart criteria that is lining up for that trade according to your system. For me personally, some of the traits that I find in an elite ideal entry is that it's directly off a level, it aligns with a 2 and 5 minute potential higher low or lower high, and offers me very tight risk. When I'm able to find a 10 to 12% stop loss on an options contract, based on what the chart is telling me, that is typically an elite entry, especially when I'm aiming to make 100, 200%. Or if you're trading futures, if you can find a 3-point stop loss for a 20-point target, that is an elite entry. And when you are able to find elite entries based off your trading system and off the size of the stop loss, those are the trades that you should be more prone to trying to hold for those larger targets. When you have a subpar entry, it becomes more difficult because your risk reward is skewed and you don't want to watch those profitable trades come back to break even. But when you have an elite entry with an extremely tight stop loss, it becomes easier to allow that trade to work because you know that your entry is top notch and has given you very high quality risk to reward. The fourth pillar to holding your winning trades for longer is to truly accept the risk of what could happen when it goes wrong. Mark Douglas says this best in Trading in the Zone, but the reality is most traders do not accept the risk that they're taking prior to entering a trade. So if you enter a position with a certain dollar stop loss, the number one thing that you need to make sure is that you're actually comfortable losing that dollar amount. If you're actually comfortable losing that dollar amount, when the trade starts to work, you won't be anxious. You won't be feeling the urge to immediately exit that position because you know that even if it goes wrong, you're comfortable with what happens if it goes wrong and hits your stop loss. So while it may sound simple, before every single trade you take, ask yourself the question, is this an amount of money that I am actually comfortable losing? And if the answer is yes, then I promise you will be more comfortable once you are in that position. And the fifth and final rule that I have for helping you hold your winning trades for longer is one that I've spoken about a million times before. The most common problem that traders have when holding their winning positions is that they are not basing their decisions off of the chart, they're basing it off of the money. If you're watching your profit and loss while you are in a position and watching that fluctuation, all of a sudden, it's no longer a trade. It becomes you against yourself battling the mental emotions of that volatility in real dollar numbers. AKA, you are seeing how much you are up. You are thinking about what that money could do for your account or for you in real life. And all of a sudden, you start basing your decisions off of that rather than what the chart is telling you. So while this may seem like the simplest change you can make, I promise this one will likely yield the most results in the quickest amount of time. If you are able to stop watching your P&L while you're in a trade and only watch the chart, then you are definitely going to be able to hold your winning trades for longer, as you'll be basing it off the chart and not off those emotionally volatile swings that happen from dollar fluctuations. These 5 traits, in my opinion, if you are able to do them on a repeatable basis every single day, there is no question that you will be able to hold your winning trades for longer.